Good evening yet again at the Zone, Southside Chicago. Another legend in the house, class of 88, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Got my man, Chubb Rock. Remember first catching you on BET, the Chubbster. That was the first video I saw. You Q too, right? Omega Sci-Fi in the house, okay. Tell us where Chubb Rock has been and what's been going on with Chubb Rock.
I do radio now. I do a lot of radio in New York. I'm on WBLS. Me and my partner, DJ Bedrock, we got a show called Classic Flavors. Straight classics. Old school, hip-hop and R&B. It's an incredible show. We're #1. And I just kind of fell in love with radio.
Right.
And then we do this, man. We do this, Jesus, 100 times a year, man. So the show stuff, and it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger as it goes along, man. I mean, I think, you know, that old school or golden time of hip hop, the fans of that haven't gone away, man. And you know, they just are supporting that whole, you know, that whole vibe real strong.
How do you feel? You mentioned the vibe and the classics of old school music, man. How do you feel? I mean, do you feel indifferent if the current flock of MCs are lacking? Or, I mean, is there any talent in there anymore that you see, that you feel?
Oh yeah, definitely talent, man. You know, I don't try to compare, you know, new school with old school. I think it's kind of like ridiculous, you know. When we was kind of the new school, you know, I wouldn't have wanted people to compare me to greats like Melly Mel and, you know, lyrical geniuses like Kumo D or whatever. I was trying to do my thing, you know. You can't, you know, all of a sudden fault somebody for the time period in which they start their career, you know. So the new school guys, man, you know, we're all in one fraternity, man. So I wish them all the best. And you know, that they would do their music and have fun like I've had fun doing my music, and hopefully in 20 years their legacy can be strong and they can do stuff like this, and their fans are coming to support them like the fans come and support us. And, you know, I love hip hop, you know, and all the people, the practitioners that do it, and you know, so I don't compare it or anything. You know.
That's true. That's love, man. That's love. Now, how long have you been doing radio, man? Because, like I said, the last thing I kind of heard about you, you had I want to say a third album coming out.
No, not third. I already passed third, man. The next album will be my 7th.
Your 7th? Wow. Yeah, I'm slipping.
Yeah, that'd be the 7th. Yeah, that'd be the 7th joint. The Mind was the 6th one, and then not a total Chubb Rock album, but me and Wordsmith,
okay,
new school artists, we did an album together called Bridging the Gap.
Okay.
But yeah, I got a new album coming out soon, but it's only for that old school crowd, you know, that crowd that, you know, been always, you know, telling me they want something. They will go, Chubb, give me something. And Michael Baisden and Tom Joyner and Steve Harvey and these guys have always been supporting whatever I put out. So, you know, instead of like little singles here and there, we're going to put together an album and get it out there.
Yeah, because I was curious, man. Like I said, I've been slipping. I think the last thing I got you was the Beef album.
Right, and that album was called The Mind. That was album number 6.
That was the last thing I picked up, so I'm slipping.
Yeah,
I'm about to go see if I can find that on wax, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm slipping. But I mean, so what else is coming out? I'm hearing you got another album coming out. You doing big things. You're on radio. What else is going on with Chubb, man?
I mean, that's mainly it, except for the tours. I'm doing a lot of voice stuff, getting involved in a lot of voice stuff. Hopefully I'll land a cartoon or something, you know. But doing a lot of voice work and having fun, man. I mean, it's a good time to be creative. It's a good time. I think that I'm proud of the material I've done in the past, and it makes people happy, and that just makes me feel good that people will, you know, still gravitate and party the records I've done over 20 years ago. And what can you ask for? You know, you started off in your mom's basement and trying to do things, and you never know that, you know, it would turn into something like this. So.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Do you feel that hip hop gravitates more in the States or overseas? You get more love overseas in Europe, or do you get more love here?
I think it's both, man. I know Europe and Japan, they don't get it as much, so it's like, I mean, they're fanatical, about it, and that's great. When you go to Africa, it's incredible over there, fanatical about it. Australia and stuff like that. But America still is the pulse of hip hop, and for old school, it's strong. Guys like Dougie Fresh and Big Daddy Kane and Houdini, these guys, Sugar Hill, they really carved out a nice lane for old school to just really flourish. MC Light, and it's incredible, man. It's incredible.
Well, it's good, man, that you have longevity, man. I hate to be like bitter about it, but it's just like, man, it's like a lot of MCs, in my opinion, I don't feel that they're gonna have the longevity that some of the earlier 88, 90 generation. It's like apples and oranges. I don't want to be like that, but it's just like, man, the industry is more, to me, just so much ringtone rap now, man. It's like I can't even get through a whole album. I can sit and listen to your albums all the way through without really pressing skip on anything. But like albums now, I can't feel it.
I mean, I look at like you take movies, for example. If you go to my mom or and you start talking to her about movie actors or whatever, she's gonna bring up certain kind of actors that might not even be making music. I mean, making movies right now. Maybe the only one making movies right now is like Sybil Shepherd or something. But not Sybil Shepherd. I forgot her name. But when you start talking about classic actors and Charlton Hestons and those kinds of real back in the day actors, or Sidney Poitier, and you can't now say, okay, let's compare Sidney Poitier or the movies he's done to Will Smith movies, or let's compare it to the new T.I. movies or Ice Cube movies, because they're different times, they're different things. So, it's very difficult, and I think a little unfair to compare them. You can't look at the new school picture wearing old school glasses.
Good analogy.
You gotta kind of, it's good that you love your era of music, and you love, I remember coming into the game in hip hop, and I remember certain R&B artists, and I'm not even gonna say their name, saying that what we were doing wasn't even music. That's not even real music.
Yeah, because you're not playing an instrument, you're sampling.
Yeah, you're sampling, and you're this and you're that, and then you're not really singing, and we got beat up a lot for that. And if we do that to the young hip hop guys, then we're just as guilty as they were. Because at the end of the day, it's urban black music. Yeah. And it's like you gotta let that flourish. And are there things in the new hip hop stuff that isn't my taste? Of course, but even when we first came out, there was a lot of hip hop during that time that wasn't somebody's taste.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some was, the Public Enemies and the LL Cool J's and incredible music, and there was a lot of other rappers and a lot of things that wasn't the taste of, that people would have called tasteful